Okay, I don't know if it's working, but this is a video because this guy named Foxdroplol, I don't know what division this guy is, but like based off the past 2 months, but I'm guessing he's still Diamond 5 because 3 months ago he was Diamond 5. But yeah, this doesn't really matter about his rating. But what this is about is he talks about Rek'Sai, and I made a post here saying how what he's saying is like, I forget exactly what I said, but it wasn't anything like harsh. I was just saying how what he's saying is really silly, and like I just said Rek'Sai doesn't suck. It's like, just use my guide. And he banned me and removed my comment because everyone hates XJ9 for no reason. Yep. So yeah, I didn't do anything wrong, and he's just, I don't know, whatever. But I want to go over and I guess talk about everything and how he's completely wrong in everything he says. Let me just make sure this is working. Okay, this is working, I think. Okay. So he says, "Hey guys, Rek'Sai has been out for over a week now, and I wanted to share my thoughts on her as a champion and the problems she has both thematically and from a balanced standpoint. Bear in mind that this is all from a jungle point of view." Well, the thing is that he's not like a rank 1 jungler like me, so his point of view can be invalid very easily. So, the first we saw of Rek'Sai was during the Hearst dynamic. How does this matter? It features a band of strange. I don't care about this. This doesn't matter. Like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. Oh my, I hear myself. Okay, it doesn't matter. But pretty much it's just saying it's a fucking void creature that burrows a lot, right? So, I mean, that's what she is. I don't know why he's saying that her performance isn't like that. But okay, here's where he goes with the gameplay. First off, Rek'Sai is anything but inescapable. She has fucking Christ. Right. She has no real CC aside from her unburrowing, which already requires you to be standing on top of the target. That is false. You do not to be on top of the target. Your head, not like you don't even need to be on top of the target. There's a big circle that is bigger than your actual character model that knocks up targets. So that is an exaggeration by this person saying that you need to be on top of the target. This guy's bad if he doesn't realize that you don't even need to be close to knock them up. In addition to that, her burrowed E, the gap closer that creates her tunnels, is slow, clunky, and unreliable. I don't get what you mean by unreliable. It's like saying a dash is unreliable. I don't get how it's slow. It's faster than it's moving normally, and I don't get how why he says clunky and it can interrupt in mid travel. What's wrong with being interrupted mid travel? It's like, it's used to catch up to people after all the CC's used. Like, you're not a big tank, you're a fighter. That's what Rek'Sai is. She's a fighter or an assassin, or both. So, I don't get what's wrong with being interrupted mid-travel. I don't get it. There's even a bug where if you try to use it over a tight wall, you'd be teleported. I've never had this before, but they'll probably fix it. Doesn't even fucking matter anyway. This is where he's trying to be funny, but he isn't. Her next problem is with her unburrowed E, Ferocious Bite. It is incredibly unreliable in most situations and only really useful for extended fights and duels, which the enemy players should be smart enough to avoid, and compounded by the fact that all you need to do is avoid a Rek'Sai is to walk away from her. Like, I don't get why he says, oh, just walk away. You can't just walk away from a champion. If I have a Blade of the Ruined King, you're not going to walk away from me. If I have my E up, and I'm going to burrow straight through you and kill you. If I have my Blade of the Ruined King, oh no, I already said that. If I have a red buff, I'm going to kill you. If I have a Randuin's, I'm going to kill you. So I don't get why he says, oh, you can just walk away. Like, this whole post, like, going forward, it's like saying Zed, no, it's like saying, who's a champion that's like dumb broken? It's like saying Thresh is underpowered. It's like saying Thresh's hook has the longest wind-up time ever, or some shit like that. Like, this whole post is dumb. Okay, her E only does decent damage at high amounts of fury, which is hard to achieve in a gank when you're running on a timer. On top of this, is impossible to store fury before initiating a gank because it's consumed when you travel. It's worth noting that none of this is a problem for top lane Rek'Sai. Actually, it is, because when you're fighting constantly, you need a burrow for sustain, it'll consume the fury, and even then, I'm pretty sure your opponent will harass you if you try to just go and queue in the middle of a minion wave. Like, if you're doing that and just pushing, you're gonna get punished by a gank. So he's just living in a perfect world in top lane, meanwhile living in like a deranged world in the jungle for some reason. Her tunnel network and ultimate are probably the most unique thematic elements of Rek'Sai's kit. In theory, it really sells that unseen burrowing predator image that cinematic offered, blah blah blah. Okay, the latter relies exclusively on the former, meaning the worse your tunnel positions are, the worse your ultis will be. I don't see how that's a downside because it's like punishing shit players and rewarding good players. I'm a good Rek'Sai player, aka the best Rek'Sai player, so I get rewarded because I know how to use my ultimate properly. So I don't get it, why this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be here. This whole thing shouldn't be here. Ultimately, it's almost impossible to maintain a decent tunnel network as they're easy to spot and remove. It takes 2 seconds to stomp them and are easily visible on both the screen and minimap. If they're not in your jungle, do not expect them to last more than a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna finish reading this. If you're behind in game, then your own jungle isn't going to house them. It's almost if you're behind in the game, then it's your team's fault and your team's lost, and even then, they shouldn't always be in your jungle unless the game's a complete stomp. So it's really irrelevant what he's saying right now. It's also impossible to be sneaky and hide the tunnels in a bush, aka no bush is big enough for both entrance at once for an exit, and B, there's still a trail that leads between them. I mean, I don't know, like that's just clarity. If it was like that, it would be dumb OP. And it is actually very easy to maintain a good tunnel network. Don't put them in the freaking open and whatchamacallit, you can actually bait people into going to tunnels and then like go be on the other side or just flank them. Like you can do a lot of things with your tunnels. This guy just isn't creative at all. Like I said, when your tech winner sucks, your ultis will too. That's not the champion's fault. That's the player's fault. It's perfectly possible you'll not get a valuable ult off all game and just use the TP back to your jungle, which seems like a total waste. Okay, it can seem like a total waste, but it's not a total waste because it's like saying, okay, here's the lane champion. His ability is a 90-second timer to just teleport to any lane he wants. That champion sucks because that's all it's used for. No, it's very good because if you get back to lane right away, you get more farm. So if jungle Rek'Sai ults back into the jungle, why do people say, oh, what a dumb ult? It's like you save 20 seconds, which equals a shit ton more farm. And you can do a fight middle and then back with full HP, buy an item, go to dragon or something like that. You can do some crazy shit with it, but this guy just isn't creative. He looks at it so blandly, and this is why a lot of champions suck. It's because people don't experiment with them properly. Unless you're relying on your enemies to leave up pre-existing tunnels on top of where they're fighting, which they want, then sad to say, best case scenario to result in a relatively nearby tunnel. Run to the fight and try to get there before it's too late to have a meaningful impact. Or try to cut someone off who's escaping in your jungle. Hell, even if they were possible to be straight to a fight, the damage is so obvious, blah 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 blah. Like, it's just like, yeah, if you could just TP and no one knew where you were ulting, it would be a dumb OP. Like, it's just clarity. Hide your tunnels, put them not in obvious spots. Like, I don't know what to say. It's just because it's not an argument. It's just dumb. It's just bad play. It's also kind of silly that judging by the cooldown of the ulti, it's regarded as a global. Same cooldown at rank 1 pants. It's nowhere near comparable. Actually, it is. Because like Pantheon's kit is completely different to Rek'Sai's. Okay, Rek'Sai's a ridiculously good farmer. Pantheon is not a good farmer. Pantheon's a ganker. And Rek'Sai, like, he's just comparing two completely different champions, and I really don't like this. This guy is some guy who plays. I never play Pantheon because I got the cheeseball champion. I play actual skillful junglers that no one else plays. Like who plays Hecarim? No one. You know why? Because he's actually a unique champion. Like, you know, but hey, at least it gives passive attack speed. That, like, he's acting like it's bad. Do you know how much attack speed that, like, it gives 40% in rank 1? That's retardedly high. And then I also want to give a shout out to the Q ability form. I'm sorry, I'm really fucking tired. Okay, so like, what even is it meant to be? It does pitiful damage. Actually, no. Early and mid game, it does actually really good damage because it does between 180 damage. And mid game and early game, that's a lot. So yeah, late game, yeah, it'll be useless besides vision because it's late game. You're not AP, and even then, you shouldn't be AP in the first place. And I don't like this is dumb. It's thinner than an American college student's wallet. That's because they buy beer all the time instead of being smart with their money. And it says, and doesn't slow. Like if it's slowed, it would be OP. Like even if it did 0 damage and it's slowed, I would think it would be OP. Like I guarantee you, Riot actually try that, but in my mind, that would be dumb OP, and the champion would be broken. So far, the greatest use has been with cheesy AP builds. I don't get what you mean by cheesy. More like retarded, because all the AP builds suck, and it's just something dumb. Like I don't even know why they nerfed it, because it was just a free win. Because if you want poke, pick Xerath. Why are you picking Rek'Sai? Dumb. There are some really cool features with Rek'Sai that do make her feel like that unseen donger. I don't know why he says this. Like, how can you take this post seriously? I don't know. But then the fact you can jump back through your tunnels and ability to track footsteps and burrow farm come in mind. But sadly, in my opinion, she's like too much from what we saw in her teaser cinematic. This doesn't make sense to me. MMO, she should work better now as a top laner than jungler. That is false. So yeah, I pretty much posted what a briefly what I said to like in this video, and he banned me. So I decided to make a video, and I'm gonna post it with my other Facebook, and see what happens, because I'm probably gonna get banned right away because this guy hates XJ9 and just censors people because I don't worship the guy. I guess I don't know. He doesn't like when someone who's smarter than him at the game and better than him at the game comments. I guess, you know, that elitism. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video before it goes too long. So yeah, and also if you want to be a good Rek'Sai, you buy lessons from me for $20 an hour, or look at my guide. Yep, or do both. Yep, because this guy is bad, and you should not listen to this guy's opinion because he's not a professional like me. Okay, goodbye.